I want to talk about a situation that's been on my mind recently. Of course, when it comes to healing, it's not linear. There are times where we think we've outgrown a situation and then we are put back into that situation. We realize that we did not grow from that situation at all because we do not know what to do when that situation arises. And for me personally, I think I'm struggling with not knowing when to give up on a person or if I'm just being in denial to stay in this person's life. For so long, I thought I knew the signs that it needed to take to set those boundaries to let a person go out of your life and try to take emotion out of logic when it comes to having people in your circle. But then there's also situations where I do feel like with healing, right now in my life, I want to be more patient. I want to be more understanding. I want to be more compassionate. And because I'm actively doing these things with the interaction I'm having with these people, I'm wondering, is me trying to incorporate these new traits within myself causing me to keep somebody that isn't healthy for me in my life because I'm doing this experiment to more healthily love this person? Or is me learning these new traits within myself blatantly making me miss the signs that I need to leave this person? And I had to sit down with myself and realize, like, healing is hard. Meeting new people, having new scenarios, growing within yourself is hard. Because we love how far we come at the end of the day, but then it sucks when you realize you really didn't heal the wound like you truly thought. And you see that there is still infection in there. And so now I questioned every single thing about me because I thought I was healed, because I thought I was in a good space where I could determine right or wrong, boundary or toxicity, friendship or manipulation. Now I feel like I'm sitting here trying to figure out, if I let go too soon, would I have messed up because I wasn't more patient and compassionate? Or do I let go now and never really learn the new traits of being patient and understanding and compassionate when it comes to somebody that might not be on the same wavelength as me? Because I always speak about giving people grace. I think the problem is with me is I constantly want people around me that already have, and they, hold on, let me make clear, it's not a problem. It's not a problem to have standards. Let me make that clear. But because I have such high standards of the people I let in my circle, I never really give grace to people that are trying. And that is what I'm trying to give more time for, is people that I see that are trying, that have potential, that might not be there yet, but can potentially be there, into my circle. And I'm like, is this a right call to widen what I already have, or should I still stick to being strict? Because the way I see life, the way I see human beings, the way I see situationships is that we are constantly going to meet people on an everyday basis, whether if they stay in our lives or not. We are constantly going to meet people that are just either not on the same page, not on the same path, not on the same book as us. But that doesn't mean that they're a bad person. That doesn't mean that that is somebody you should give up on. That doesn't mean that is somebody you should not try to pursue something with because y'all can't immediately find each other. I feel like in the past, I've given up on things that could have potentially been good because I didn't have that patience. I didn't have that time. I didn't have that grace of one day thinking how things could be in the future. And I kind of wanted the pie that day. And there are certain situations, child, where, girl, you just need to let that person be, lead them where they stand. Don't even try to build. Don't even try to give them time, effort, love, no, nothing. There are some situations where it's like, bitch, just leave that person there. Okay. I'm not talking about those people. I ain't talking about those people that just, that they just need God himself to fix them. I'm talking about those people where it's like, you're not particularly doing anything wrong. Like, yes, there's this obstacle between us, but you're not a bad person. You're not a wrong person. The communication's there. The situation can be there, but, because of that one obstacle, there's this thing blocking. So it's like, how do you as a person know you have spent enough time on a situation where it's time for you to leave or to stick it out? Past self me would always have said, if you ever get to a point where you're asking yourself, when do you have to leave? That's the time when you need to go. But now me, I'm like, what if it works out in the favor that the situation needs? What if staying can not only help the healing of yourself, but help the healing of the other person? And I think that's just where I'm at in my life. Not for any particular situation, but for every situation. Trying to stick it out until I for sure know whatever opportunity it is does not give me the substance that I want it to give me. But also trying to find that balance of also not losing myself in the process of sticking it out, to catch these traits of patience and compassion and understanding. It's hard. I'm going to tell you now, it's hard to grow as a human being. It's hard to get every situation right, to get every detail so correct, and you're going to mess up. No matter what person you are on this planet, you are going to mess up. You're going to make a wrong turn, a wrong decision, a wrong relationship decision, a wrong career choice. That's why you have to give yourself grace for when those opportunities arise. And I feel like now I'm in a situation where it's like, give yourself grace for if it messes up, but also don't miss out on the lesson you're trying to teach yourself while trying to attain something that may or may not be for you. And that is what I want to tell everybody. Even if whatever you're chasing after fails, flops, doesn't work out, that is okay. That is okay. Just because you are not desired, just because you are not chosen, just because you are overlooked, does not mean you are a bad person or inadequate person. The point of it is you go through those situations to learn and have triumph from when you go into a next situation, a next job, a next career, a next friendship, relationship, whatever it might be. So if you are in a situation where you are confused on where do I go, where do I stand, who do I go to, when do I hold back, when do I retreat, give yourself grace in the moment of time when you're making these decisions. They do not have to be right. They do not have to be perfect. But as long as you choose the decision that fulfills you at the end of the day, that's all that matters.